Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending June 17th, 2022. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. Meta bridges 2D and 3D with Creda. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced last week that user-generated tools like Creda will help bridge the 2D gaming experience on Facebook with the 3D world of the metaverse. Meta acquired Creda last year when it bought Unity 2 Games. The company has since beefed up the user-generated content tool so that it renders in the cloud. Historically, if you wanted to have something like this run this high quality of a 3D environment, that would be really hard to render in a browser or on phones. But being able to do it with cold infrastructure and then send it down across the network after having already rendered it in the cloud is a pretty big advance, said Zuckerberg during the announcement, when he joined Creda creators in-game to rebuild a facsimile of Meta's campus courtyard. For more on this story, see Venture Beat. Adobe patches 46 flaws. At least 46 flaws are covered in the new batch of patches pushed out by Adobe for this month's Patch Tuesday. Adobe warned of critical code execution flaws that could expose both Windows and Mac OS users to malicious hacker attacks. The most serious of the flaws affected Adobe Animate, Adobe Bridge, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe InCopy, and Adobe InDesign. The company said it has seen no evidence yet that any of the bugs were exploited in zero-day attacks. For more details on the individual patches, see Security Week. Telegram monitors groups in Brazil for misinformation. With elections looming in October, the president of the Brazilian Supreme Electoral Court met this month with Telegram's vice president, Ilya Perikopsky, to discuss initiatives that would staunch the flow of misinformation on the social media site. Perikopsky announced that posts identified as lacking context or containing possibly false information will be flagged as potential sources of misinformation and would be forwarded to Telegram's fact-checking channels for analysis. Telegram users will also be able to flag and report potentially false content themselves. If the information proves to be verified, it will then be published. For more on this, see ZDNet. Hertzbleed uses dynamic voltage and frequency scaling to steal encryption keys. Researchers have discovered a new vulnerability that could allow remote attackers to obtain cryptographic keys and other secret data from microprocessors built by Intel, AMD, and other companies. The bug allows for a form of power analysis attack, which is when hackers extract cryptographic data from a chip by measuring the power it consumes while processing those values. Researchers found that power analysis attacks can be performed as side-channel exploits when attackers use the dynamic voltage and frequency scaling to deduce the changes in power consumption by monitoring the time it takes for a server to respond to specific, carefully made queries. The researchers have dubbed the exploit Hertzbleed because it uses DVFS insights to bleed out the data. For more on this, see Ars Technica. Australian government mandates the Essential 8. The Australian Cybersecurity Centre published a set of 8 objectives in 2017 called the Essential 8, designed to help organizations protect themselves from cybersecurity incidents. Initially, the Australian government only mandated that companies adhere to 4 of the security controls in the first objective. But starting this month, all non-corporate Commonwealth entities in the country are required to comply with the entire framework. The 8 objectives include application control, patching applications, configuring Microsoft Office macro settings, using application hardening, restricting administrative privileges, patching operating systems, implementing multi-factor authentication, and creating regular backups. For more details, see the Hacker News. Black Cat ransomware enters system through unpatched Microsoft Exchange. Black Cat, one of the first ransomware families written in the Rust programming language, entered the stage in November of 2021. Lately, it's been among the most active ransomware gangs. This week, threat intelligence and Italian media hinted that the University of Pisa in Italy might have been hit by Black Cat ransomware. The group allegedly asked the university to pay $4.5 million by the 16th of June. According to the cybersecurity analyst Anzer Wei, Black Cat is one of the most active ransomware gangs, responsible for approximately 12% of the total attacks observed. The only two more operative groups are Lockbit 2.0, responsible for nearly 4 in 10 attacks observed, and Conti 23%. On Monday, Microsoft released a blog detailing the Black Cat ransomware threat. The company has observed successful attacks against Windows and Linux devices and VMware instances. Read the full article at Cyber News. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. With the recent findings from our Digital Wellbeing Report, we remain committed to not only helping people stay safe and free online, but also researching and reporting on how everyone's online life can be improved. Read the full article at the link listed. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.